Sergeant Lucas Rhodes lay on the cold, hard ground, his vision blurred and his body numb. The chaos of battle raged around him, the deafening sound of gunfire and explosions echoing in his ears. In that moment, as darkness threatened to consume him, Lucas's thoughts drifted to Emily, his beloved girlfriend waiting for him back home. Flashbacks of their time together flooded his mind. Picnics in the park, lazy Sunday mornings tangled in bedsheets, whispered promises of forever. He clung to those memories like a lifeline, drawing strength from the love they shared, but as the battle raged on, Lucas's strength began to wane. His injuries were severe, his body battered and broken. He felt himself slipping away, his consciousness fading into the void. And then, miraculously, he woke up. His eyes fluttered open to a blinding white light, the steady beep of machines filling the room. He was in a hospital bed, surrounded by doctors and nurses bustling about, their faces a blur of concern and relief. Lucas's heart raced as he realized he was alive. He tried to speak, to ask for Emily, but his throat was raw and his voice was barely a whisper, but it didn't matter. Because in that moment, he knew he had been given a second chance, a chance to return to the woman he loved more than anything in the world. Weeks passed in a blur of pain and rehabilitation, but Lucas never once lost sight of his goal. He pushed himself harder than he ever thought possible, driven by the thought of Emily waiting for him back home. And then, finally, the day arrived. Lucas stood in the doorway of Emily's small apartment, his heart pounding in his chest. He took a deep breath, willing himself to be strong as he knocked on the door. Seconds felt like hours as he waited, his palms sweaty and his stomach in knots. And then, finally, the door swung open, revealing Emily's tear-streaked face. For a moment, they simply stood there, gazing at each other in disbelief. And then, without a word, Emily threw herself into Lucas's arms, her sobs mingling with his own. They held each other tightly, clinging to each other as if afraid to let go, and in that moment, nothing else mattered. Not the war, not the pain, not the distance that had separated them for so long. Because they were together again, and nothing could ever tear them apart. As the sun set on the horizon, casting a warm golden glow over the world, Lucas and Emily stood hand in hand on the balcony of their apartment, watching the stars twinkle in the night sky. And in that moment, surrounded by the beauty of the world and the warmth of their love, they knew that they were home.